So before we get into the chapter, I just wanted to say Happy New Year's to everybody. All the One Piece fans, all the viewers watching this video, Happy New Year's. I wish you much success in all your future endeavors in the year 2023. 2022 was a massive year for One Piece, and I'm sure 2023 is just going to be even bigger. Do me one little favor, hit that sub button. You don't want to miss what's coming in 2023. It's going to be phenomenal. So anyway, let's get into the chapter. Chapter 1071 starts off with a bang, right? Literally, Kuma smashes into the red line. Nobody was expecting this, right? We all thought that Kuma was going to land on Egghead. That's what seemed the most logical, right? Bonnie's on Egghead, my daddy, you know, that whole thing. So we thought Kuma was gonna hit Egghead Island, but apparently not. Apparently he has something to do at the red line. What I'm thinking, we're gonna see part 2 of the giant mecha robot 200 years ago climbing the red line and trying to destroy everybody. I think we're gonna see that with Kuma. We're gonna see Kuma go full tyrant, go full monster cyborg. Also, did anyone notice there's like an adorable little town at the base of the red line? Kind of reminds me of Sabaody a little bit, right? Like even the trees kind of look like it. It's definitely not Sabaody, but kind of weird that there are little towns at the base like that. I wonder if there's anything significant in those towns. But my bet is that Kuma is going to climb the red line and enter Marie-Joie. And I think when he gets to the top, I think he's going to cause some destruction. But since all the admirals are out doing different things, I think the main admiral who's going to have to confront him is Akainu. And I'm telling you, I'm so excited to see Akainu finally back in action. I would love to see the new fleet admiral show off his true power, right? We haven't seen Akainu in combat since Marineford, right? So it'd be good to finally see what Akainu can do, right? All we've seen of him is these little tidbits of him standing in front of Aokiji, you know, on Punk Hazard. We need more, right? It's time. All the top tiers are kind of flexing their muscles right now, right? We've been seeing a lot of top tiers in action. I want to see Akainu destroy Bartholomew Kuma, right? R.I.P. Kuma, but you know, that's what I want to see anyway. I'm excited for that dog versus bear action. Anyway, we cut back to Egghead Island, right? So we get some hints that Shaka might be evil, right? Lilith makes some comments that kind of get me thinking. I'm like, huh, it's kind of being foreshadowed that she's the villain. That would be a cool little twist where Shaka ends up being the villain, right? He is number 1, right? He's like the number 1 Vegapunk, so maybe he's like, I'm number 1, I should be the leader of this group, right? Like maybe he's a low-key Vegapunk hater and he thinks that he should be like the real Vegapunk. I don't know, but it got me thinking that maybe Shaka is the secret villain, because all of a sudden the force field protecting Punk Records on the top just conveniently falls and nobody knows who could have done it. Everybody's lost, everybody's confused. My money is on Shaka. I think he is the true evil Vegapunk. He is giving me Naruto War Arc Obito vibes, am I right? In his little Daft Punk mask that he wears. What is he hiding under that mask? Anyway, CP0 flies up after, you know, the security system gets put down, the force field is down, they fly up, they see the Thousand Sunny just sitting there, conveniently next to the mecha, you know, giant robot that belonged to Lilith. I don't think a lot of people noticed this little detail, but the robot is right next to them, so I have a feeling he's gonna play a big role at some point. You know, maybe defending the island or maybe defending the Straw Hats at some point. But suddenly, Kaku shoots off a Tempest Kick Sky Slicer at the sun. He's trying to destroy it, right? He's using his most lethal attack, you know, that we saw in the pre-time skip. He's probably learned more attacks by now, but he's going all out, right? Pretty much, almost. And our favorite Moth's head is there to block the attack and protect the Sunny. And he's like, "You woke me up from my nap, bro. What is this? Are we about to have a rematch right now? Is that what's going on right now?" Anyway, I do hope we get to see Zoro low diff Kaku. It would be very fun to see. I love seeing some good low diffs, right? Nobody thought that Luffy was gonna low diff Lucci. Well, a lot of people did, but a lot of people thought that Lucci was like Yonko level. Like, no, he's a strong character, don't get me wrong, but I don't think this guy's Yonko level, right? So it was pretty cool to see Luffy show his power and low diff somebody like Lucci. I think we're going to see something similar now with Zoro versus Kaku. I think we're going to see a low diff. For those of you that don't, like power scaling videos and things like that, a low diff means like low difficulty, right? Like it was easy match, easy fight. Anyway, I do have a power scaling video that I actually recorded recently. Go check that out. It's a lot of fun. A lot of it was gut instincts. I might make a part 2 where I follow up on some things because I've been doing more research on One Piece power scaling, and I have noticed a few things where I'd like to change here and there. But go check that video out. It's in my channel. I'll put the link in the description. So anyway, a couple more things happen in this chapter, like the Straw Hats finally reuniting at the top of Egghead. But we then cut to Eustass Captain Kidd, that I'm actually really excited to see, because I personally thought that after Wano, we weren't going to really see much of Law and Kid. I thought they were going to kind of maybe show up later in the final war to help Luffy, but I'm very glad they're actually getting a lot of spotlight in this final saga, throughout the final saga, because we got that Law versus Blackbeard moment, and now we're getting the Kid arriving on Elbaf moment, which I'm extremely hyped for, right? Elbaf is going to wrap up a ton of story threads throughout One Piece that have not been tied up yet, right? Like Big Mom's character arc. Usopp's gonna grow from this arc, right? He's gonna finally become the brave warrior of the sea he's always wanted to be, most likely. Shanks and Luffy might finally meet, right? Shanks might meet with Kid again, right? Maybe take his other arm this time, right? He's probably gonna take his other arm or his leg, who knows? We also might get more on the Poneglyphs. Law might arrive and learn more about the Will of D with Jaguar D's soul. Robin's going to be a part of that as well. We might even get a Davy back fight between Shanks and Luffy and maybe the other captains on the island. It's going to be crazy, right? It's going to be an insane arc. It's the island. We can pretty much assume that it's going to be like the main arc before the Laugh Tale arc or the final war. So Elbaf is a lot of hype right now. It's basically like what we thought Wano was going to be, back on Whole Cake Island when we were thinking about Wano. This is kind of what Elbaf feels like, that it's like the next mega arc, and it's coming. It's coming, baby. The chapter is still not over yet, guys. We still got a little bit more. We get Marine Hero Vice Admiral Garp, and he is at the G14 Naval Base telling Helmeppo, of all people, of all Peppo, to hop on his ship. And they're gonna go save Captain Kobe from Emperor Blackbeard. Oh yeah, it's going down, right? This arc just keeps getting crazier and crazier. I'd love me some Monkey D. Garp, right? Who doesn't love a good Monkey D. Garpin? But do you guys really think he can take out the Lord of Quakes and Darkness that is Marshall D. Teach? It's gonna be tough. One good thing is that Garp is a pure hockey master, which might end up being, a good matchup against somebody like Blackbeard, who's like a Devil Fruit stealer, right? He negates Devil Fruits. Well, good thing Garp doesn't have one, because, he's gonna need all the hockey he can get to defeat Blackbeard. So who do you think would win in this fight? A prime Blackbeard or an old Monkey D. Garp, right? It's gonna be a tough fight, but let me know what you guys think. What are you most excited for on Elbaf? I want to know that as well. On top of that, we also have Kizaru. Kizaru is waiting outside of Egghead for the Straw Hats. This arc is just absolute insanity.